He has owned and run businesses in the capital city for decades, a golf course, storage unit, auto parts. But like the Automobile and Collectible Museum that he established, it is much more than a museum. It is a journey. DeVoe Moore is much more than a businessman. He is a passionate community leader who continually gives back to the city he loves, Tallahassee.
Well, I think it's important to have your family involved. My daughter's involved. Tiffany works in the business. Catherine was a stay-home mother, but she loves it. The grandkids love it.
Working with my mom and dad after having children, they would come to work with me. He was about 2 years old, my son Isaac, and he went missing from the office. I had another little daughter that I was keeping a closer eye on, probably because she was an infant. And we started looking around the museum, and he was right in front of our office in a pedal car display. All we saw were his feet sticking out. He had gotten up under it, working on it like our mechanic, Mr. Dickey, who he admires and still admires to this day.
When I was a child, we did not have these fast cars. He had Thunderbirds and Model A's, but I was always drawn to fast, and I wanted to be a race car driver.
Well, the museum got started back 21 years ago. I'm a contractor, so I was doing my own buildings. Enjoyed old cars.
He got his first car before we were married. When we married on our honeymoon, he towed back a car. A year or two later, he was wanting another car, and I said, well, what is that for? And he says, it's another investment. So each time he got a car, it was another investment. And so I went along with that.
I had several cars, probably 14. So at that time, I thought I'd just take one of my strip centers that I was building and start a museum. So that's how the museum evolved and how it got started. I love to see older people come in and they reminisce about back in their days. And we've got the Tucker, not but 48 of them still in existence and very popular. The Abraham Lincoln's hearse was auctioned off, and I thought it was good enough to put in a museum, maybe be our centerpiece. The Duryea was supposedly the first car built in America. Then we've got the little Ford that was built for William Clay Ford, Henry Ford's grandson, that was given to him at the age of 15. The only car in the world like it. People can't believe what's in here.
Our Batmobiles out of the movies are very difficult to drive. They are also very responsive. We figure that you have to have bat vision in order to drive them.
Rather than just having cars, which is generally they think a man's thing, I thought it would be well to have different items that the family could enjoy. So I started collecting outboard motors. Then we collected dolls and teddy bears and different items that the women would enjoy. The cash registers, the old fans, the Indian artifacts is something that everyone can enjoy, just like the pianos. I'm not a pianist, but if you look at the style and the craftsmanship that went into making them, to me, they're just like the Auburn or the Cord or the Duesenberg car. We wanted to have the 5 Browns, which I got involved with Steinway, and that's 3 sisters and 2 brothers that can play 5 pianos, the same tune at the same time. So we got with Mr. Thresher. It worked out for we used Ruby Diamond Auditorium. The tickets were gone within a half a day. It was something that people really enjoyed, and I was glad to be part of it. Uncle Sam came from a military outpost. My wife and I went to pick him up and drove all night, getting him back home. I'm proud of him. I'm probably one of the few persons that really believes and has my heart set on America, and we should support America. We've got what we've got by being in America, so to me it's important to stick to American products, items. This community's been good to me. I wake up between 3 and 4 o'clock and watch the news, and generally I leave the house between 5, somewhere to 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, come to the office. So I still get 60, 70 hours a week. The Lord has blessed me. My work habits has blessed me. Coming from a farm in Tennessee, I learned how to work. So I think I've achieved enough that I can give back to the community. I can't think of any place in the United States I could have gone and achieved what I've achieved in Tallahassee.